What's up, everybody? This is Jake from the Tree of Woe show by May 28th, I believe. Yep, May 28th, Raw Review. Starts off with the Big Show, getting some heel heat, talking about how he lost his smile, has a new contract, all of that fun stuff. He is the biggest challenge John Cena's ever seen. It's a bigger match than The Rock. It's going to be more embarrassing when he wins than when he lost to John Laurinaitis. And it's going to be more brutal than his match with Brock Lesnar. All three of which have no chance of being fucking true. But the Big Show believes deep down that he will, I repeat, he will embarrass John Cena. And he will bring the pain more than Brock Lesnar brought the pain, which is about a 10. You can't top a 10. Brock Lesnar brings the pain at a 10. Big Show brings the pain around a 4. So he's calling a 6th grade increase. Who? No. That was the only part about this promo that I didn't really buy into. He went too far, really. If he would have just kept going, it would have been a good promo. I mean, if he would have kept going where he was at before, it still was good. You can talk about his new contract, how he lost his smile, like Shawn Michaels lost his. He didn't say he lost his smile. He said his smile's gone. Losing your smile, entirely different thing. Anyways, builds onto that. Big Show getting a little bit of heat. You punch John Cena in the face, you get some heat. But who knows? Who knows? Next, we started off with the Memorial Day video package, followed by the recap of last week. Sorry for if I let that out and offend anybody. I didn't mean to. My notes scrolled down a little bit. Whatever. Yeah. If you want to know what happened last week on Raw, watch our previous video. Yeah. Or you can watch Raw and find out what happened the last week and the past 5 weeks, and the pay-per-view, and WrestleMania, and possibly No Way Out 2001, and possibly St. Valentine's Day Massacre in your house, because that's what they do. Raw is recaps. Next, we get a recap of Santino beating up on Ricardo, and then Santino taps Del Rio in 2 minutes. Maybe Ricardo and Santino feud for the U.S. title. Maybe they just rolled out Santino because they don't like the U.S. title. I don't know why him and not somebody else. Anybody else? Why not Del Rio versus this next guy who was backstage flirting with Eve, letting her know that he is the man, that he has the look, that he could be the next huge thing in WWE, that he has spiky hair even though no one's had spiky hair since 2004. Doesn't matter. He's still Alex Riley. And Eve was about to give it up because she's a hoskie. Alex Riley is that damn good. Big Show comes and cox blocks him, bashes him against the wall, and A-Rai does not get action. And the Big Show's fighting whoever he wants and says, I'm not going to fight you, Alex Riley. Which is good because A-Rai needs that winning streak back. He's getting on TV again. And, oh, look, he got on there and he trended worldwide. #1 trend worldwide, Alex Riley. Maybe you should use this guy. Maybe Alex Riley is the next big thing, even though he's 30 years old and you can't get a proper gimmick on the guy because you don't want to commit to him because you don't commit to anybody. I'm just saying, you're looking at, you have all these guys hinting at this being like the last little roads out. Why not use guys you already have who can get a pop? He can get it. Next up, we have the Tag Champs versus Zig Swag. The Tag Champs pulled out victorious. The match was not as good as you would think it would be when you have 3 guys in the ring who can wrestle well, and Jack Swagger. Ziggler realizes this, and he yells out Swagger, like, I'm done with this. Walks out, and I started chanting yes inside my house, because I didn't care at that point, because Dolph is going back to the singles ring. Dolph's free. He might team up with A-Dub, Who knows? Maybe he'll get a run at mid card time. Maybe he'll go straight up to the main event. Probably mid card, but that's better than killing time in the tag teams because he is that damn good. But he is free. It was a glorious, glorious moment. It overshadowed the fact that the champs retained in a championship match. And hopefully he drops Vicky. They hint later on in the show. I'll just go since it makes more sense to talk about it now. They showed Ziggler backstage watching one of the matches. It was after something else happens in the show, and Ziggler's like, "That should be me up there as one of those solo guys." And Vicky's like, "I'll see what I can do." Hopefully he just unlatches from Vicky, and then he is the head of that Abraham Washington stable. He's got the mic guy in A-Dub. He's got the bodyguard Mason Ryan. He's got those two ride or die Mexicans in Primo and Epico. They're not really from Mexico, but they can be Mexicans. I already tried to make them Mexicans. What am I saying? No, they're Puerto Rican. So we got the two ride or die Puerto Ricans who come in on the low ride. Hugo Camacho. They got the two ride or die Puerto Ricans and they got the girl. So all I need is the main guy. Dolph Ziggler can be your main guy. That grouping makes no sense other than the fact that these people like A-Dub. So let's see if A-Dub can pull it all together and see if that actually happens. I would do it that way. I would see how far that horse can take you. I'd latch everything you can on the Dolph Ziggler and see if he can build up Mason Ryan. He can help Abraham Washington become a legitimate manager and help Primo and Epico become a legitimate tag team. All I have not one stable of excellence. But maybe they replace Primo and Epico with Ascension from SCW. I'm getting too sidetracked. Mine's going everywhere. We cut back to this. Let me bring you back to the show. Lauren Eyes comes out on the scooter, and then him, Eve, and Otunga are all in the ring chilling. He's like, I have a big announcement to make. I'm on the cover of WWE 13. He don't worry. He said a lot of weird stuff too at the Way Out No or something like that. At the No Out Way, I don't know. He said something stupid like that. And then it turns out that Punk's actually on it. Punk comes out there, interrupts him, and says he has as much ball as Pac-Man has, which is 0. And oh look, I'm bigger than you because a huge banner for Punk beyond the cover W13 came up with the little one below, which was Laurinaitis. Anyway, that segues into Punk Bryan, a match they gave away for free on television. Very good match. They did different stuff on every single match, which is pretty crazy because they've wrestled like 3 or 4 times now, probably 5 times. I really haven't seen the same match any times. I don't know why they give it away on TV, but help build it. When AJ comes out and somehow helps Daniel Bryan. She was wearing CM Punk gear, like the CM Punk shirt and all that, and wristbands on. But she didn't have tape in the X's, which would have been crazy and awesome. So WWE, I know you watch us. Give AJ the fully taped wrist. Bryan exposed the turnbuckle. It's a face buster on the Punk onto it. While he's exposing the turnbuckle, AJ's trying to tell the ref what's happening, which is distracting the ref. Awesome. And then Bryan wins. And then Kane comes out and attacks him with a steel chair. We find out that Kane is wrestling CM Punk for the belt on SmackDown. Be prepared for that. Be prepared to win the belt on a SmackDown. We all saw how well it worked out when Randy Orton won the belt from Christian on SmackDown. Did not work. It didn't help with the ratings at all either. I don't really get why you'd have a belt, like a championship match, on a show that's pre-taped in an era where I can look up what happens in 6 seconds on my phone. Whatever. I don't know why Kane's getting involved, because this is Kane's swan song. This is the last ride out. They'll probably walk away with the belt, and then maybe, I don't know if they'll do at Money in the Bank. Who knows? They'll probably make a triple threat match at No Way Out. Kane will win, and then he'll beat Punk or whoever in his rematch straight up at Money in the Bank, and then at SummerSlam, maybe he loses it. Maybe that's his last match. Maybe he continues it and loses it right before the road to WrestleMania when someone else picks it up and carries it in. Who knows? All I know is he's getting his last little run. Big Show's getting his last little run. The next guy in this next match, Christian, is getting his last run with the IC title. I mean, this is what I think at least, because it feels like they're just throwing everything out there, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll throw Kane, all these guys, he'll job, and then boom, because they can't keep running these guys out there forever, and it has an aura of, well, we've made you some horrible stuff in your career. We'll give you a good storyline to go out on. Or maybe they're just doing this because they're Vince's cronies because they've been around for a while and they're not going anywhere. Christian beat The Miz, Rhodes on commentary, go to commercial, come back to commercial, The Miz cuts a promo about how he's been disrespected, Orton hits an RKO on him, poses, and then Dolph's like, I want to be just like that. I want to be a solo guy. So maybe we have Orton versus The Miz at No Way Out. Maybe Orton versus Ziggler. They could maybe parlay that. I know they were trying to do it. Obviously, they were trying to do Jericho, but Jericho is suspended. So I'd go with The Miz. Actually, I'd go Ziggler. I'd have Ziggler go over. Because why not? Orton's going to get a cheer either way. Might as well have Ziggler go over, and then you can have Ziggler versus Sheamus. Sheamus will look better. By that point, you either turn Orton or Sheamus will have turned himself. Or you just have Wade Barrett get the briefcase of Money in the Bank, cash in, and you move Orton to feud with Kane for the WWE title, as it didn't have a WrestleMania match already. Maybe you'll give Orton some time off. Who knows? You can do a whole lot with putting Ziggler in there as opposed to The Miz. Because The Miz wins, it's like, oh yeah, cool, he's coming back. For Ziggler, it's like, whoa, Ziggler has arrived, he is back. As opposed to The Miz, like, oh, he's coming back because he was so far low. Which is kind of their own doing. Then they cut the scene and talk about Memorial Day. It was alright. Otunga versus Sheamus. What do you think happened in this? Does anyone, when I say David Otunga fought Sheamus, think Otunga won? Otunga lasted for more than 5 minutes, lasted for more than 3 minutes, didn't get all 5 moves consecutive. I don't understand what squash matches really do for the people in the matches. It makes Sheamus look like he has 5 moves, as opposed to Bryan and Punk, who had a 30-minute long match, makes them look like talented wrestlers. It was a Sheamus who looks like a guy who can hit you with a Death Valley driver and a bicycle kick. And he did both those things. He called the Death Valley driver, which was Finley's old finisher, the white noise. And he did a little bit different, so he held, I don't know, he held it differently. And it didn't look bad. He can do the move well. It looks a lot more devastating than Little Razor's Edge. And I don't know what they're doing with him. I mean, I know what they're doing with him. I just don't approve. You guys know that. I've voiced that every video, every time he comes up. So I'm just not going to keep drilling it. Because that's all they're doing is drilling Sheamus and drilling Sheamus and drilling Sheamus until we like it. You'll eat shit and you will like it. Sheamus sells merch. Because Sheamus is a talent in the ring. Because Sheamus is big, his smile is not intimidating, and he might be able to get a lot of kid viewers someday. So we figured out the conundrum of Sheamus. Makes sense why they're doing it, because they're going to turn Cena heel. So they need somebody else who can be their Cena, which is why he's acting like Cena, which is why the reaction should be as it was when John Cena was one burying people every pay-per-view and everyone was all in uproar about it. Cena, it's always Cena. Cena just buries R-Truth, he buries The Miz, and Wade Barrett should have went over. It's just always Cena. How come no one says that about Sheamus? How come everyone's cool with Sheamus but not cool with Cena? I fail to see where those two are any different. I've said this before. I don't see where the difference is between Sheamus and Cena. I have a lot of respect for Cena because he's been doing it for a while, and I have less respect for Sheamus because he doesn't have the experience. But at the same time, you have to really accept it for what it is. He is going to be their premier face, so treat him like you treated all the other faces. YWC, everybody on the internet, I'm looking at you. Why won't you bury Sheamus the same way you tried to bury John Cena? Oh, he's got 5 moves. Ah, his promos are so lame. All he does is do little dumb stuff. Ah, he never loses. Ah, it's just like everything always revolves around him. Ah, he never puts anyone else over. His heels always look bad after they're done with him. So, what's your reasoning? Anyways, that was the last match of the night because Brodus Clay versus the Big Show was supposed to happen, and then Big Show said, "Brodus, you're selling out nightly. I did some embarrassing stuff. You're dressing like a freaking dinosaur and dancing around the ring. Come on, man." And then he just destroys the Funkasaurus outside the ring, and then he destroys Kofi and R-Truth, the tag champs. So within the span of 10 minutes, you had a heel who was your main event guy just bury your mid-carder with the most momentum on a 22-match winning streak, who has a gimmick that's getting over, but you don't have anything to do with him. But he has momentum, but you don't have anything to do with him, so you throw him at you throw at the Big Show, so you can do some of that later. And then randomly your tag champs come out and try to attack the Big Show, and they get destroyed. Brodus Clay gets hit with the side of the table. Kofi gets attacked. R-Truth gets attacked, and then Big Show walks out. That ends the show. You know, I'm gonna compare this show to a sandwich from Subway on the wrong style of bread with the wrong style of vegetables. Because the outside parts, first part and the last part, were pure crap with some good moments. I'll compare this to Italian urban cheese because it's like, oh, the little melted cheese on the top of the Italian herbs is like Big Show's promo. At the same time, Big Show still sucks, so it's like, oh, it's nasty. And the bottom part, you don't get any of the Italian herbs and cheese. You're just like, this bread's horrible. And then maybe it's mustard on there by accident, which is a Santino match. And then after that, you get the glorious, glorious condiments. Everything in the middle of the show was great. And then, looks like, they put some mustard on the bottom again. I don't like mustard. That was on tongue of Sheamus. So let me know if you think this resembles a badly created Subway sandwich with good. It's an Italian BMT gone wrong. I'm sticking by that. If you're from somewhere else, I just hope that think of the best sandwich you ever had, except replace the bread with bread you don't like and the condiments with condiments you don't like, but you still have the vegetables and the meat. At the end of the day, you're full, you're satisfied, you're ready to watch next week, but at the same time, bad taste in your mouth because the bread and the mustard is what will overpower it. I just made a horrible food analogy. Subscribe up here. Usually Justin's here. He's watching the Heat game. I'll be doing SmackDown by myself. Maybe he'll do a Q&A. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll do a Q&A. You guys want to see me ramble on about nothing. But subscribe. Like this video. Let's get this a whole lot of likes just because it'd be cool. So I can rub it in Justin's face. My videos get more likes than his do, even though his are more theatrical and mine are more out there. Alright, I've been going on for too long. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.